You wanted to hits, well we got them. From California to Japan, the people have spoken. The best of the best, from hip-hop, rock, pop, and every genre in between. And we're here to play them, so get your dance shoes ready and listen to the sounds of worldwide music right here, right now, on the Stream Current Show.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbiter Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Yeah, what up everyone? This is the Stream Current Show, and I am your host, Wild Oscah. That's with an H, if you don't know. This is episode 6. We've been doing this for a little while now. If you haven't seen, or I shouldn't say see, it's a radio style format podcast, so you're only going to hear it audio. We do put up some pictures and stuff of like the album covers when we're playing songs, but this is the Stream Current Show. Check out previous episodes on YouTube at Stream Currents, or you can go to our website at streamcurrents.com-podcast. We are here, like I said, this is a radio style format show where we play music, feature artists from all across the globe. That's right, like we said in the intro, from California to Japan. We actually haven't got anybody from Japan yet, but we do have somebody today, whenever you may be listening to this, from California, so stay tuned for that. This is your host, Wild Oscah, with an H. I say H because, you know, just the way I say it, you might think I'm saying Oscar, but it's Oscar, you know, because I'm cool like that. Anyways, let's not get too long-winded. Every time I do one of these episodes, I say I'm going to shorten it up a bit because we always go way past the time length that we should be doing for this podcast. And every single time I say that, it ends up becoming longer than before. So we're going to try and keep it short. Short as can be, while we get everybody featured, and you guys get to hear the music, we all get to jam, we all get to have a good time, no playing around. Okay, so what's new? Well, it's been a while, it's been a minute. If you have been tuning the podcast, you're probably thinking, where the fuck did he go? Well. We went to record the last episode of the podcast, and there were some technical difficulties. I don't want to get into too much, but one of the artists had submitted a song. We featured their song on this podcast, and I had actually already recorded this episode 2 weeks ago. And we went through the editing phase, the upload phase, and we finally got to YouTube. It said copyright protected content found. So the artist that submitted their music must not have realized that they had copyright content protected or whatever protection status on their song, which you can do as an artist. But we always tell people, make sure that you have YouTube Content ID enabled so you actually get paid for each time this episode gets played. And yeah, YouTube wouldn't allow us, well, it allowed us to upload it, but nobody could see it or hear it. Nobody could actually tune into the podcast. It was on mute. So it was like, okay, a whole episode just went down the drain. I was really fucking frustrated because I had worked for hours, you know, recording the podcast, uploading it, editing it, and I was ready to just give up on the podcast altogether. I thought, you know, if this is going to be a trend in the future, I don't even want to do this, because I'm wasting my fucking time. But after I put up a little status there on our Stream Currents Productions page on Facebook about potentially giving up on the podcast, I had people reach out to me. They're like, please don't give up. You know, things happen. Keep going forward. And I'm a bit of a reactionary person. You know, I tend to react way too quickly. I'm quite impulsive. That's what makes me Wild Oscah. And, you know, I sat on it for a couple days and I thought, okay, we can keep doing the podcast, but we can't have this happen again. So from here on out, if you're an artist and you want to get featured on this podcast and have your music played, make sure your shit is content ID enabled. So that way you get paid for each play that this podcast, when it gets aired on YouTube. So every time somebody listens, you'll get paid. It's like 0.003 cents or something, but still, it also allows us to actually play your music. So don't submit us songs that you put a protection status on, because we just won't accept them. And we're going to ask you, if you submit a song, do you have copyright protection status on your songs? Because that's something I never asked before, because I never even thought about it. I always thought everybody had YouTube content ID enabled. Turns out they don't. So from now on, we are going to fucking ask that. We're getting down to business. We're getting serious, because the podcast must go on. We're not giving up. We're only getting started. So it's been a minute. Lots happened. I've been working like a dog. I work at a really busy restaurant on the waterfront in Halifax. And if you don't know, we're podcasting from Halifax, Nova Scotia, on the east coast of Canada, home of bagpipes, donaires, Sidney Crosby, and what else are we known for? Lobster? Lots of lobster. I haven't eaten a lobster in like 10 or so years. When I stopped drinking is when I stopped getting lobster. Usually that's the only time I actually bought lobster. I'd have a good cut on. I'd be like, yeah, I'll get myself some lobsters, boil up these insects and eat them. No offense to people who like lobster, but them things are fucking insects. Not like technically insects, but if you look at them, they have like a million little legs and a million tentacles. They are definitely insects of some sort. Prehistoric insects, you know. And they pee through their eyes, which is really fucking weird. Anyways, enough about lobster. Hopefully you're not like eating a burger or something right now and be like, blah, fucking, blah. Ruin your appetite, me talking about lobster tentacles. So, Halifax, Nova Scotia, home of the bagpipes. We got a lot of Celtic pride around these parts. We also have some good hip-hop come from this area. Battle rapper Pat Stay is actually from the HRM. So HRM is Halifax Regional Municipality. He's from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, which is like the sisters. Well, it's right across the bridge from Halifax. And he was a renowned battle rapper. Rest in peace. You know, so tragic turn of events happened last year. And there's actually going to be a Pat Stay Day. And I think it's going to be in Dartmouth. At his wall. He's got a wall of graffiti dedicated to him in Woodside there. Well, it's sort of Woodside. It's like Dartmouth and Woodside. Like, it's kind of where Woodside meets Dartmouth. I think it's September 10th. Don't concentrate on the date so much. If you're interested, look it up. DJ IV, one of the DJs here, one of the most popular DJs in the city, besides maybe Scratch Bastard, is going to be hosting the event and doing some stuff. And they're going to have prizes and all kinds of stuff. So if you're out and about that day, check it out for a good cause. I think the proceeds go to Pat Stay's family, so on and so forth. So we got a lot of recognition in the city. We got Sidney Crosby. He's from the HRM. He's from Cole Harbour. One of the world's best hockey players. I know there's a lot of hate for Sidney Crosby, but you can't knock his talent. He's done a lot. Yeah, and he's from the area. So we got Nathan McKinnon. He's from the area as well. So, you know, Stanley Cup champions right here from the HRM. Fuck. And we got lots of other talent. I know I'm missing people, but anyways, it is what it is. I should get this out ahead of time that if you are an artist or a musician or a band that's playing locally, even if you're not playing locally, if you want us to advertise an event or a show or a concert or anything you might be doing here on the show, send us a message on Facebook or contact us at streamcurrents.com/contact, and we'll start at the start of the show, and we'll we'll get that information out to the public. Right now, we're averaging, I don't know, about 70 to 100 views per episode. It's not a lot, but hopefully that will change as we are just getting started. But those are 100 new people that didn't know you were doing something. So if you have an event, get at us. We can definitely make that happen. And if your event is featured on the podcast, we may even feature it on our website as well. And we can direct people to that. The website is streamcurrents.com. And it's Stream Currents Productions, the record label, the video production company that I own, that's hosting this show. It's making it all work. So that's why we have the website. You can follow us on all social media. Well, except TikTok and Snapchat. But you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Stream Currents. And make sure to give us a follow if we recognize you, or even we don't recognize you. If you seem like you're not a robot or something, we'll probably follow you back, right? There's no reason for us not to. So, this is the episode. I had way more energy the last time I recorded this, so I kind of feel, I don't know, depleted. It's been a long week. Today's my day off. Had to get a lot of stuff done today. I had to do some accounting stuff, and I bought a safe today, store my smokes, my medication in, just because we got people living with us, and, I'm not super trustworthy of people. It is what it is. So, we're here. I'm here. Hopefully you're there listening. You haven't tuned out yet. We got a stellar lineup tonight, and we got some new releases. Let me check out my little cheat sheet here. We got a new release from Zak Bp, and we got a new release from, what's his name? Phil Marinucci. Both artists have been featured here on the podcast before, so if you want to check out their music, you go to previous episodes on the podcast. You could check them out, talk a little more in depth about their artist profile and all that stuff. But we'll be playing on the outro playlist, as we always do, songs by these artists for you guys to hear. So typically anybody who's featured on the show, we'll play them again on our outro playlist, where we don't dive into all their social medias and all that stuff and the stuff we talk about. We simply just play their songs at the end. But like I said, if you got that YouTube Content ID enabled, you will get paid for each listen. So we got 2 new releases, and we got a new release from myself. Well, it's new-ish. It was newer 2 weeks ago when I first recorded this, but whatever. It's a hip-hop heavy metal song, but we'll get into that in a bit. First off, we have an artist that's been featured here on the show a few times. He's got that West Coast sound, that nice Flava Flav going on. I don't know if Flava Flav's from West Coast, probably not. It's got that vibe, if you know what I mean. The West Coast feeling, when you listen to the California artists, which is a lot of the music I grew up listening to. So I'm a huge fan of it. Yeah. Mock, yeah. Ing, yeah. Bird, yeah. Mockingbird, don't everybody have you heard? Okay, that's enough. This is from Dumb and Dumber. Pretty good movie. I watched it many times. I got a Diet Coke here. I'm just going to open it up here. I'm off the booze these days, so got my Diet Coke. Have a little drink. My throat's really rough. I smoked way too many cigarettes today. And I got ulcers. Sucks. I got GERD. Severe GERD. From years of drinking mouthwash. I know, it's brutal. Terrible time. Fuck. I don't recommend it to anybody. It fucking make your brain dead. Anyways, we got to move on with this podcast. So we are a music podcast where we feature new, outstanding, awesome artists from across the globe, any genre. And next here on the podcast, we're going to be playing a song by Spendoe. And Spendoe is from Santa Cruz, California. He's done music with all kinds of different artists. He even had a song feature with, let me check it out here. So he's been on songs, featured on songs with Harm from The Rich, Baby S, Mozzie, The Jacka, Juvenile, back that ass up, C-Dub, Little Flip, and the list goes on and on and on. He's also a huge classic horror movie fan. Oh, excuse me, got the burps from that Diet Pepsi. Fucking Pepsi. It ain't fucking Pepsi, it's Diet Coke. I don't want no goddamn Pepsi. I hate it when you go to a friggin' restaurant, you're like, yeah, I'll have a Diet Coke, please. Is Pepsi okay? It's like, is me punching you in the face okay? No, I don't endorse violence. At least not here on the podcast. So back to Spendoe. So Spendoe, he's a rapper, producer, and he's a blogger. He does all kinds of blogs about like horror movies and stuff. I check out the occasional horror movie every now and then. I'm not like a huge fan of getting the shit scared out of me, just because like life's kind of already scary enough. But, you know, I can appreciate the whole genre. So he's also comes from like a family of athletes and football players and stuff like that. And he got involved in music at the age of like 14 and started doing stuff with the locals, and who really taught him how to like come up in music and whatnot. And like I said, he's a producer, rapper. He's got lots of talents. He has over 3 albums, tons of collaborations and singles. And yeah, fuck. It's pretty crazy, actually. I listen to a lot of Spendoe on Spotify. Oh, I should mention that every artist that we feature here on the podcast has to have a song available on Spotify. So, no underground rappers. Sorry, guys, but there are places you can go to advertise your music. Literally, if you want to advertise your music or you want to get your music for sale, go to DistroKid, pay the $22, and start doing it. You know. Stop putting your shit only on YouTube, because nobody's going to find you. Well, somebody might actually. You never know. Some underground rapper's like, I'm going to cut his fucking throat for saying that. It's like, whoa, man, I did not mean to dish you guys. The underground community's strong, too, you know what I mean? They'll cut your cord pretty quickly. But let's not get sidetracked. So we got a song from Spendoe. It's called Smiles and Cries. And we'll be back. Check it out.
You're listening to the Street Crib Show.
Slapmaster on the beat, boy.
You never know what people going through. Sometimes you can't tell. You never know what people going through. I carry it well. You never know what people going through. Sometimes you can't tell. You never know what people going through. I carry it well. I live my life as a rider, my youth gone on tired. They say I'm looking good and I appreciate the lie. My destination sky, ballin' on you rookies. My life, it ain't no fairy tale, I lived it while they push me. Some say that when they look at me, they don't see much. My life ain't about no boasting, man, I live in the tuck. And if you had a conversation, you know I lived it rough. And I appreciate my life, them little things be enough. And when you see me on the run, I'm making up for lost time. And I don't know where I'm headed, I'm trying to leave something behind. Always on the grind like it's nothing to me. Energetic, yet I'm tired, I'm the one that seldom sing. Always plotting scheme, and pour me a glass. And I'ma tell you about a cat I know, live life fast. Staring at an hourglass, praying for the day that maybe I might make a hit and get to the pay. What's this life all about? Them smiles and cries. Never take it as a loss, you win and learn to get by. Waking up to live, seeing fight another day. Despite all the nightmares and twisted dreamscapes. What's this life all about? Them smiles and cries. Never take it as a loss. You win and learn to get by. Waking up to live, seeing fight another day. Despite all the nightmares and twisted dreamscapes. The streets being in me, it run deep in my veins. Who was I fooling when I fell back and made change lanes? You know the crossover game, made something for the masses. Still I had to deviate and jump back into madness. Cast know I'm at this, junction for success. God willing, if you feeling, help me get up out the mess. And y'all can have whatever's left. I got dreams to be big, and it ain't all about myself. I got folks in need. Music's just a stepping stone for what I got on the shelf. Like in casino cards dealt, about securing my wealth. And it ain't nothing I done felt that ever hurt so big. Until my Grammy left the earth and then I had me a kid. The music life raw and I fell back for a few. Got up in the tree game and then I dipped from it too. It's a lot you never knew about my life on the edge. I got a fetish for them cars, Europeans that's red. And what's this life all about? Them smiles and cries. Never take it as a loss, you win and learn to get by. Waking up to live, seeing fight another day. Despite all the nightmares and twisted dreamscapes. What's this life all about? Them smiles and cries. Never take it as a loss, you win and learn to get by. Waking up to live, seeing fight another day. Despite all the nightmares and twisted dreamscapes.
And we're back. This is Wild Oscah with an H, and that was Spendoe with Smiles and Cries. I think let me check it out here. I think it was from the album called Servin'. It's an EP. Check it out. It's on Spotify. This is the Stream Current Show. In case you haven't been listening, you're just tuning in now, where we feature the best artists from across the globe. That was Smiles and Cries. Like I was saying before we played the song, it's got that West Coast sound. You can't beat it. It makes you want to blaze up a big blunt. I don't smoke weed anymore, but if I did, I'd be blunting away to that shit. So we want to thank Spendoe for having his music featured here on the podcast. It's been a real pleasure and an honor to be able to play it. He's been on previous episodes, and we're going to play a song at the end of the show with Spendoe. So everybody you hear... Oh, I'm all choked up here. Everybody you hear on the podcast this episode, we're going to play a song on the outro playlist by them. It's almost like a reunion show, basically, except without your crazy uncle telling racist jokes. So, okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But everybody knows who you're talking about, right? You know what I mean? He's like... You know what I'm saying there, young fella? It's like, actually, it's 2023 there, Ralph. I don't have an uncle named Ralph. That's why I chose that name. I gotta have a drink of Diet Coke because my throat is really raw. I was smoking way too many cigarettes today. It's my day off, so I've just been killing the relaxation. Fuck, that's some good shit. Oh... few energy drinks today too. Probably all not very good for me. One of the workers at work was like, "Man, you shouldn't be drinking them energy drinks." I'm like, "Man, I need them. We have cruise ships coming in every fucking day." I work at a really busy restaurant on the Halifax waterfront. It's like one of the busiest restaurants in Halifax, and we just get slammed. And the energy drinks don't do much, but they at least keep me going. You know, it's that or I'm going to start smoking crack before work. I don't know. Maybe crack's a better idea. We'll think about it. So like I was saying, that was Spendoe, Smiles and Cries from the EP Serving. And I'm pretty sure that Spendoe... Okay. No, I might be wrong. Let's forget what I was going to say. Check out Spendoe on all social media. Most social media, I would say. He's got a link tree where you can find all his links to all the social media. It's just Spendoe, so it's like Spendoe. He's on Facebook, official Spendoe. Instagram, Spendoe Music. Twitter, Spendoe Music. He's on Tumblr. Spendoe Music, and on YouTube, Official Spendoe. So if you like what you hear and you want to give the guy a follow, a like, see what he's up to and stay up to date with what's going on, check him out on them platforms and, make it happen. We're already following Spendoe, so we like to stay up to date. Next. Who we got next? We got another hip-hop artist. Next, we have Zak Bp from Nottingham, England. Now, Zak Bp has been featured here on the show before, and he's got some really great tracks. I haven't listened to his whole catalog of music, but I have heard what we've played here on the show. He's had 2 previous hits here on the show. He's been featured on the BBC Midlands show, hosted by some guy. I don't have the information right now, but BBC, pretty good plug to have. That's equivalent to like the CBC here in Canada. If you're not from Canada, you'd be like, what is he talking about? But if you're Canadian, you know that CBC is like the go-to radio format for new artists to legitimately get played and get heard. It's the most listened to radio broadcasting station because, they pretty much run the game in Canada, which is sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad thing. Depends on how you look at it. Sorry, I got sniffy there. You hear that? I'm doing lines of coke behind the mic. No, I'm just playing. I don't do drugs. Too bad, though. Would be a good time to do this podcast all fucked up. How's it going, everybody? Maybe we don't need drugs. Maybe we're fucked up enough as it is. Yeah, CBC is like a government-funded radio broadcasting. They own the game here in Canada. So yeah, it's a good plug to have to be featured on the BBC. It's kind of like the equivalent of the CBC, but in England. So Zak Bp, he's from England. He comes from an industrious. I'm not sure which is the proper grammar. But he comes from an industrious town, and he's also a model, which is pretty cool because I have a big forehead, therefore I can't be a model. My only option is to become, dirty down rapper because I can't be a model. My forehead's way too big. All the better for butting people with, which, doesn't really get me anywheres in life. If anything, it gets me a one-way ticket to the old shack house. But, Zak Bp, he's got a new track here. Let me check it out, because I forget what it's called. Sorry, Zak. I don't have all my information in front of me, and I was a lot more in tune when I went to record this podcast the first time. People would be like, man, stop complaining, just get with it. It's like, man, don't tell me what to do. It's my podcast for the people, but essentially, I say what the fuck I want. The Blue Jays are awesome. The Toronto Maple Leafs suck. It is possible for Toronto to have 2 teams and not have to like them both. Okay? And no, I'm not a Montreal fan. That's for anybody who watches hockey. Let me just scroll down here and find this song. So, okay. Zak Bp, he's got a new song. It's called Speed Bumps. Man, see, I should be remembering that kind of stuff. That's pretty easy to remember. It's a feature. He's being featured on the song with Kingdom Rapper. When he reached out to me with the submission, he said that it was like a summer song, which kind of sucks because we're at the end of the summer, but we'll get it in there. And I agree, this song, if you're listening to it, it's like cruising down the highway, stopping at roadside attractions with your friends, having a good time. It's really got a good feeling to it. I really, really like this song. Highly recommended, and we're going to be playing it. So without any further ado, that's our catchphrase here on the show. That and anyways, we're going to be playing the song right now, right here on the Stream Current Show. So get ready and hope you guys enjoy. This is Speed Bumps by Kingdom Rapper featuring Zak Bp.
Here on the Stream Current Show, we play the best hits worldwide.
You feel my hurt anytime I'm alone writing these pages. Right now it's like I'm writing shit from desperation. Me and God ain't talk for time, we need a conversation. I'm running dry, it's like there's no water left in the basin. And now I need your help, my guy, with all this hell I'm facing. My daughter growing quick, I hope she thinks that that's amazing. Me and her mama cool, so we're happy, hope she raised in. Community be non-existent, this connection I'm craving. I need relatable people for this path that I'm taking. Why am I feeling so low, 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 low? Up, down, left, right, I don't know which way to go. Speed bumps in the road, got a boat, I'm moving slow. Like whoa, 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 whoa. Why am I feeling so low, 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 low? Up, down, left, right, I don't know which way to go. Speed bumps in the road, got a boat, I'm moving slow. Like
life comes with ups and downs, speed bumps, not slowing down. Got plans, fly you out, start family when it comes around. It's true, my feelings are real. From day one, you know the deal. Ups and downs we have to build. I don't care about these other guilt. We'll get upset and we get hurt and we say things that we don't mean. Still just want you close to me, treat you how it's supposed to be. No one else has my interest, there's no one else I wanna impress. If love's a crime, do me for position with intent and I'll do 10.
whoa, 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 whoa. Why am I feeling so low, 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 low? Up, down, left, right, I don't know which way to go. Speed bumps in the road, got a boat, I'm moving slow. Like whoa, 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 whoa. Why am I feeling so low, 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 low? Up, down, left, right, I don't know which way to go. Speed bumps in the road, got a boat, I'm moving slow. Like whoa, 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 whoa. Why am I feeling so low, 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 low? Up, down, left, right, I don't know which way to go. Speed bumps in the road, got a boat, I'm moving slow. Like whoa, 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 whoa. Why am I feeling so low, 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 low? Up, down, left, right, I don't know which way to go. Speed bumps in the road, got a boat, I'm moving slow. Like whoa.
Why am I feeling so low, low, low? Man, that shit's catchy. That definitely should be like a huge hit everywhere. So hopefully we do it some justice by getting a few more ears to listen to that song. That was Kingdom Rapper featuring Zak Bp with Speed Bumps. And this is your host, Wild Oscah with an H, right here on the Stream Current Show, which can be found on YouTube at Stream Currents, or you can go to our website at streamcurrents.com/podcast. You will find all the episodes there, including this one. And just to let you guys know, if you like the songs you hear here, if you like the songs you're hearing here, we have created a Spotify playlist with all the artists and their songs that have been featured on the podcast. It's called The Stream Current Show, and it's on Spotify. If you're unable to find it, go to our website at streamcurrents.com/podcast, and we have a link and a media web player right there on the page that you can just click on it, start listening, or you can copy the link and share it with your friends, family, whoever you want. Because you might hear a few tracks, be like, wow, like I've never heard this before, and whatever. Because, like, for me, it's hard to hear new music because, like, the algorithms always play stuff. Like, say if you look up Ludacris, you're going to get stuff by Ludacris, and then Cardi B. If you listen to Cardi B, it'll give you Nicki Minaj. And then if you get Nicki Minaj, it might give you Justin Bieber. And then it's not, like, giving you new music. It's just giving you music that's already kind of, like, in the algorithm. And it's like, yeah, like, I kind of heard this stuff, It's kind of like that if you listen to a Dr. Dre song, it'll recommend Snoop Dogg. But it's like, what about, like, all the artists? Like, there's hundreds of thousands of artists, if not millions, on this planet trying to make music and trying to get heard. And we're only hearing so much of that, like maybe 2 to 5% of the artists that are making music actually get into those algorithms. Everybody else is fighting hard to work themselves into it. And by you actually listening to a local artist's music will actually get them into an algorithm and will help them succeed. So if you like a song, like say if you were listening to, say, Spendoe earlier, and you were like, man, I really like this song, go on a playlist and add that song to the playlist, and that'll help work that artist into the algorithms. And unfortunately, in today's modern day and age, it doesn't really come down to popularity. It comes down to algorithms, which, we're in this whole new world of AI, and I can't even begin to stress, how difficult it is to get heard if you're not being pushed by the AI. And you can advertise your song a million times and people still may not hear it. Even on Facebook, you got to put up a post and you may not see that post because the algorithm is not pushing it towards certain people. I always say to people, I'm like, I haven't seen you post in a long time. Like, I've been posting. I'm like, well, I haven't seen anything. Like, go check them out, and they've been posting. It's like, because the algorithm hasn't shown me their posts, because it's only for people you actually follow, and even then it's a bit sketchy. So I've been doing a lot of research on this stuff, and there's a really good guy who speaks a lot about the algorithms and stuff when it comes to Spotify and TikTok and all that stuff, about musicians getting heard. He's highly reputable. He's worked with many famous artists, and he's got a YouTube channel. I forget his actual name, but it's called Muse Information, and check him out. It's on YouTube, and you can learn a lot of the tricks of the trade through him. I got added to a playlist, but it's all like joke songs. Like, one of the songs is like Amish Paradise by Weird Al Yankovic. It's like, man, I don't want to be on this list. So the algorithm is going to recommend. So if somebody listens to a joke song, I might get recommended, right? And that's because somebody out there probably added me to their joke playlist, which is a bit of a joke in itself. But yeah, make those playlists, add those artists, give them a few streams, work their way into algorithms. Let's all help each other here. If you do support local talent, make sure to share this podcast with somebody you might know. These podcasts can be a bit lengthy, so I understand that not everybody has the time of day to check them out. But we definitely feature music that may not be new, but may be new to you. So we hope you get to hear it, at the very least. So, speaking of new releases, that was a new release by Zak Bp. It was newish. It was newer when I first went to do this podcast, but it's still summer, so we can all celebrate. I, as well, released a song. If you don't know, I'm a hip-hop artist. I'm a producer and owner of Stream Currents Productions, and Stream Current Productions, it's a legit label. Like, we have business cards, a business account, we pay taxes to the government and all that good stuff. So, it was our only legitimate way of going forward with selling our music. And I am a hip-hop artist. I've only got a few singles out, just started at the end of March. as far as legitimately selling music. I was an underground rapper for 10 years and was on and off with it, though. You know, I didn't know if I was going to stick with it or not. Had a lot of unfortunate turn events happen, people dying, getting shot and stuff, just all kinds of crazy stuff. But we're here, and got the new song. It's a heavy metal hip hop song. Got some good reviews on it, got some bad reviews. Some people say it's absolute dog shit. Some people say it's not heavy metal, it's horrorcore. People who listen to horrorcore say it's not horrorcore, that it's just crap metal, which is like a play on words for trap metal. Some people say it's trap metal. It's definitely not trap metal because it's got actual drums in the song, not trap beats. So it doesn't really have its own genre. It just kind of is what it is. So I guess we could say that it's rock hip-hop, if we want to be politically correct. Got some good feedback, though. One guy listened to it, and he was sitting around drinking with a bunch of people, and I guess they put it on repeat, and they watched a video. There's a video for it, a music video on YouTube. Check it out. And there's a shirt I'm wearing in the video, and it's got like 666 on an anarchy sign. It says the devil's rejects on the back. Anyways, and I do like this hand signal thing. You know, the Satan worshipping hand signals, even though it means like rock on. The guy was so impressed with it, he decided to snap a picture. He made his own t-shirt. He snapped a picture and he sent it to me. He told me that he was like my biggest fan and all this other stuff. I thought, damn, my first like fan mail, and somebody made a t-shirt that I had in my video, like a replica, and I felt pretty honored. You know, it's pretty cool. It made me feel really good because like there's a lot of people saying some bad shit about it, but there's a lot of people saying some good stuff about it too. It's got like 1,500 views on YouTube, which is pretty good. I'd like it if it had 1 million, just to be honest, you know. That would make me a little bit more happier. But yeah, so it's a hip-hop heavy metal song. My buddy Biss, he helped me shoot it. He like drove me to locations and whatnot, which is always helpful. If you have artist friends, you know, help them. Whether it be with wardrobe, drives, or anything that you can help. Even if it's just to hold the camera. Because not always can... we find people to help us do those things, especially if you're self-made, self-produced. Like, I didn't hire somebody to do the music video. I did it for myself with my own equipment and whatnot. So, anyways, pretty good song. The refrigerator just came on. I should have warned you guys about that. Okay, so there's some dogs that live here, so every now and then you might hear a dog bark. There's cats that live here, so every now and then you might hear a meow. And we got this old 40-year-old ass refrigerator stuffed to the nines with everything that's wedged in a corner. I can't get it out. I can't get anybody to help me lift it out. And it's old as fuck, and every now and then it comes on. So I apologize for that. I tried to put the noise gate. That's a feature on the program I'm using to try to nullify the sound, but there's not much I can do. So, unfortunately, we are just going to have to deal with the refrigerator running. Drives me nuts. But it is what it is. At least it's running. I mean, it's like 40 years old and the motherfucker still works. Right? Can't say that about new stuff these days. So, back to my song. It's called The Deceitful Evil. It's about the rise of AI. I think I hear a dog barking now. Can you guys hear that? Probably another dog walking by. He's just saying, hi, hi. Anyways, my throat is so raw today. I gotta get off the goddamn cigarettes. They're killing me slowly. 1 second, people. I gotta take a drink of Diet Coke. Speaking of which, they are not sponsoring this show. I just love Diet Coke. So yeah, the song is called The Deceitful Evil. It's about the manipulation of society and the powers at hand and the rise of AI. And it's a little wacko, I guess. But yeah, that's what it's about. It's called Deceitful Evil, and which represents kind of like the entities at play that are trying to take us all for a ride. And really proud of this song. You know, it's stepping out of my element a bit. It's switched up the style a bit. If you've heard past songs, previous singles by me, it's definitely not the same. It's totally different. And the third verse is my favorite verse. I went all crazy Slipknot on it. Or at least I tried to. Some people might disagree, but whatever, fuck them. So, I don't want to keep you guys waiting. We got a show to carry on here. So, with no further ado, this is The Deceitful Evil by Wild Oscah with an H. We'll be right back.
The Stream Current Show, brought to you by Stream Currents Productions.
Ancient science with the paintings and engravings and the writings to advise the later generations. The high being supreme rule to oversee the pools that we drain to make way for oil and dew. Then people get paid for being foolish. Newsflash got a doozy of an asteroid according to NASA reports. If 10 billion people wishing they could fly a little. A bam, Earth gets hit. We'll have to bill for missions across the dark rift. And who gets the face to bill? Make the pills for straight puppets like me know the shit's for real. Watch world leaders on the news making deals. Who's shipping out and who's sitting still? Choosing on which race to kill. Well, I'm waiting in line to my prescription filled. All I really know about Deceitful is that it turns to swell. All I really know about the evil is that it burns like hell. Have you got your plasma TV, HD, DVD, Blu-ray, 3D, full color iPhones, a Visa in your arm, and planting your wrist in a barcode that reads on by the collections agency. Checking eyes for AI capabilities. I ain't crazy, you phase like a dream. This what the public got at home. Imagine what the government's got on a loan. Dr. Growing ears on the back road. Is remember Dolly, that fucking sheep they cloned? That was like damn near 20 years ago. Bet they got left from me in Africa. Bunch of cadavers all just laughing at us. So I'm popping out of van and go to sleep. Hope to wake up, then it's all a dream. All I really know about Deceitful is that it turns to swell. All I really know about the evil is that it burns like hell. We've gone too far. There's no turning back. The only way is forward. Motherfucker! Get your drone, robot patrol, get your clothes. You're not alone, up to your phone so everyone knows. Everywhere you go and everyone you know. Take it alone on everything you own. Even your emotions, your posters, emojis. Sit at home with your remote control. Watch your shows, see your life fucking over.
What's up? We're back. We're back. This is Wild Oscah with an H, and that was The Deceitful Evil. And the refrigerator is back too. We went for a smoke, thought the fucking thing would turn off. Still going. Don't got time to wait around. Got to get this podcast done. We apologize, people. We are human. We have a goddamn refrigerator in our studio. Life. Anyways, it is what it is. We got a special guest here. His name is Fuzzy. Can you speak, Fuzzy? Speak. Speak. Fuzzy, speak. Fuzzy, speak. Fuzzy. Fuzzy, come here. Speak. 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 Ruff, 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 ruff. Speak. Come on now, speak. Can you speak? Fuzzy. Okay, he's a little quiet. All right. So yeah, that was a Deceitful Evil. There's a music video, which I'm really proud of. Check it out. It's on YouTube. Look up Wild Oscah with an H. And all our music videos are also featured on the website at streamcurrents.com/videos. And we forgot to give the shout out to Zak Bp for having his music featured here on the podcast, and we forgot to talk about his social media. So, if you, and Zak Bp was the one with the song Speed Bumps, his Instagram is ZakBP.1, YouTube Zak Bp, Spotify Zak Bp, SoundCloud Zak Bp, and TikTok I am ZakBP.1. I'm on SoundCloud too, Wild Oscah with an H. Check me out. I've already followed a bunch of artists from the show. I don't think anybody uses SoundCloud too much these days. It was pretty popular back in the day. But, whatever. Things change, people change. Nothing remains the same. So, what's next? I need a nap. I was just outside having a smoke, and I thought, man, I'm so tired. I got this wasp nest I got to tackle. We got this little birdhouse which we keep in the the little garden bed out front, and the wasps have made a home in it. Oh man, I got to get out there and hope not to get stung to death, because that would suck. How'd he die? Wasps. I'm like, oh man, he didn't get shot. He didn't die by suicide. He didn't crash an airplane. He died from goddamn wasps in his front garden. What a way to go. Nah, there's probably worse ways to go than that, I imagine. Doesn't matter. Let's get away from the topic of death and talk about some positive things. So recently, Wild Oscah with an H, have been nominated, along with 5 other people, as the best hip-hop artist in Halifax by The Coast, the magazine The Coast, which can be found online, thecoast.ca. They used to have a printed version of their magazine, but now they're just online. But yeah, I'm right up there with Quake Matthews and Classified on this podcast, so it's pretty exciting. I am been nominated, which is crazy. I didn't think I'd get nominated for something like that. I've only been doing music for a couple months, legitimately. Anyways, if you want to vote for me, go to vote.thecoast.ca and go under the music category under hip-hop artist, and my name is there, Wild Oscah with an H, and click on that vote button, cast me your ballot, and I will support freedom or something along that lines. It's just being nominated has been really cool. It's really brightened up my week, month, year. And if I win, I'm going to host an after party. I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm going to be really excited. Best bragging rights. It's basically the best award you can get in Halifax, besides actually winning an East Coast Music Award, which we're working on. First, we got to get that radio play. Everybody wants a clean version of your song. I have such a hard time making a clean version of my song, and I always forget to edit it and make a clean version. It's not on my list of things to do, but I got to get to it. I got to get myself on radio. Got to get these songs heard by the nations above, so that way we can take over. No. Best not we take over. We don't really have a game plan. Be complete anarchy. So yeah, if you want to vote for me, vote.thecoast.ca, best hip-hop artist in Halifax, of the Best of Halifax Awards by The Coast. Check them out. If you want to follow me on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, not all social media, but most social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, it's at Wild Oscah. And give me a follow. There's also, for Stream Currents Productions, the record label that's hosting this podcast, it's at Stream Currents, same social media. And we'll try and follow you back. If we recognize you, if we see that you're not a robot, we'll more than likely follow you back. Spread the love. Just don't spread AIDS. Okay, so enough about death. Let's talk about the next artist we got up here. So, Phil Marinucci, who was one of the first artists to be featured here on the podcast. I mean, going back to episode 1, he had a song called Fly. And it's like an 80s rock song, sort of. I wouldn't say 80s, but that's the only way I can really describe it. I'm not like a huge rock person, so I don't really know the rock lingo. But, he got this song, and it's got all kinds of guitars and riffs and crazy singing in it. I just burped, sorry. And it's quite the song. He's got all kinds of radio playlists. This guy hustles his way on the radio. He's been featured on all kinds of different radio stations. I actually reached out to him, like, man, how'd you do this? And he gave me some links to websites and stuff for me to check out. And I've checked them out, but honestly, it's not on my list of things to do right now. But it should be. I should be working nonstop till the day I die. Then I can sleep all I want when I'm dead. Oh, the fridge turned off. Notice the difference, the subtle difference? Like, listen. Complete silence. I do have the window open because it's kind of hot. So you might hear the odd seagull quacking. I don't know if they quack. They quack, quack, quack. Maybe that's a crow. I'm not sure what kind of a sound a seagull makes, to be honest, or at least I don't know how to mimic one. So back to Phil Marinucci. He's got a website. It's philmarinucci.multimedia.com, and he can be found on social media. We're going to get his social media out of the way right now so we don't forget. Let me get out my cheat sheet here. Okay, so I don't have him on my cheat sheet, which is not a good sign. Dang. Okay, so Phil Marinucci is from Toronto. He's an entrepreneur. He's a lot of different things. He's a musical artist, and he's got the song Fly. And he can be found at least on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Phil Marinucci, or Phil Marinucci Multimedia. Look up the two. I'm sure you're bound to find him. And he has submitted a new track, a new single. It's called PreFlyght. So it's actually a prequel to his previous song. Whatchamacallit? Fly. So, sorry, I got a bad memory. Like I said, I used to drink a lot of mouthwash. So we're going to be playing the prequel. And we're going to have our outro playlist. So it's basically after we play this song is the end of the show. We're sorry, guys. We got to go. We got things to do, naps to take. And I got to let the dog out so I can go shit on the lawn. Anyways, we're going to play the prequel. And then right after it, we're going to play the original song that we had featured on the podcast before Fly. So we're going to play PreFlyght, and we're going to play Fly, and we're going to have our outro playlist. And we'll talk about the songs we're going to be playing. And, yeah, that's how we'll end the show. So, it's been a slice. I'm really sorry for the cynical attitude I had here on the podcast. And I haven't really had time to get a pod. I only had this one night. I've been working so much. I don't get home from work till late, and it's too hard to do a podcast then because I'd be up at 6 o'clock every morning. So I do apologize for the cynical attitude. Usually I have a little bit more energy than this, but I'm out of energy drinks. I'm out of my gamma. What do I do? But we'll try and keep it more positive for the next podcast, and like I said, check out the Spotify playlist. It's called The Stream Current Show. We got a link at streamcurrents.com. slash the podcast. Check out previous episodes. Check out all the artists. Follow them on social media. Give them some feedback of what you like about their music. If you like this podcast episode and you're a fan, feel free to send us a message. Let us know what you think. And send us some fan mail or whatever. I don't know. Stay engaged with us is what I'm trying to say, right? If you like the podcast, please share it. The more people that listen to it, the more support we get for these artists. Some of them local, some of them not so local, but essentially they're all local in my mind. You know, these people have grown very close to me over these past few months by doing this podcast, and I've gotten to know them a little bit personally just by messaging them, which is a great feature of doing this podcast, is being able to interact with musicians and getting to know them and realize that, hey, they're human just like me, right? It's been really great having everybody featured here on the show today. Make sure to check out previous episodes on YouTube at Stream Currents, or you can go to our website, streamcurrents.com/podcast. And I guess I won't need this cheat sheet anymore. 'Tis the end for now, my people. May the force be with you all. And next up, we're going to be playing PreFlyght and Fly by Phil Marinucci. Then we got our outro playlist. We're going to be playing Spendoe, his song California G-ish. Really, really catchy song. Then we're going to be playing Zak Bp with More to Life. And then we're going to be playing a single by myself, Night for Everyone. So we hope you guys enjoyed. We'll try to be back a little sooner next time. 2 weeks is what we try to do every 2 weeks. Going a month was too long, but we had some technical difficulties, but we're getting over them. We're moving forward. It's the only way. And have a good one. We'll have one too. Don't kill anybody. Peace out.
There's nothing better than great music right here on the Stream Currents Show.
We are go for liftoff in T-minus 30.
You're listening to the Street Curb Show.
California G-ish. We get bags up, always keep the street lit. And it's man though the sun is shining. California G-ish, never been a secret. We get bags up, always keep the street lit. And it's man though the sun is shining. And the b****s all bad, everyone is grinding. Yeah, world keep turning, rap cash still mad. I got a bag and I got it out his rap. No cash, he's frustrated with his life. Johnny's frustrated with his wife. All night I've been curb serving, getting near the money, yeah, what's the word lurking? Stay perking, any and a bad one. Sat the chick down and told her to roll a fat one. And I'm gone to the next morning. That's how I do it when I start going. Hold the f***ing line, cause I ain't got time. I'm heavy on the grind like saying I'm finna get mine, you little wanting it. That ain't my fault, bro. Off from solid to a fault though. All go, never cut the brakes, bitch. I don't take shit, pulling on your main bitch. California G-ish, never been a secret. We get bags up, always keep the street lit. And it's man though the sun is shining. And the b****s all bad, everyone is grinding. California G-ish, yeah. California G-ish, yeah. California G-ish, yeah. California G-ish,
I know I say I don't smoke, but sometimes I be stressed and hit the fight at LA. Then it's Normandy and Weston for that 2020 twin. Roll it up and let's begin from the Bay to LA. I keep it going with the wind and I don't have too many friends, just a couple that I rock with. Been a block, we keep it hot. Grind me for the cash, it's the route to make me comfy. Bad chick so she can rub me. I met her up in Saxon, she from Hawthorne and plugged me with everything I wanted. Cash out but never flaunted in a super sport coupe. I don't tell, just know she bought it. Them palm trees is on us and we feel the summer breeze. West up for the coast and all my California G's. Yeah, I got it and I squeeze homie just like that. I come from the era with the suede and velvet golf hat. Dickie, Ben Davis, swap me tees, you know I bought that. Suckers trying to pass us up, that dog, and man, please stop that.
California G-ish, never been a secret. We get bags up, always keep the street lit. And it's man though the sun is shining. And the b****s all bad, everyone is grinding. California G-ish, yeah. California G-ish, yeah. California G-ish, yeah. California G-ish, yeah.
Here on the Street Curb Show, we play the best hits worldwide.
Make it rain.
I feel like I'm stuck in a loop. There's gotta be more to life. So many things I want to. Look, I feel like I'm stuck in a loop. There's gotta be more to life. So many things I want to do before it's my time to die. When it's my time to shine, all eyes on I gotta make them notice. Go through hard times, I'm leaving proof. Can't lose track or focus. Always thinking the worst. I find it hard to tell my brain. When you're in dark times, it's hard to ever feel the same. Fuck the lies, the stories of pain. No one cares at the end of the day. So pick yourself up, got to man up and deal with pain. Never selling my soul, if it's not meant to be, then I've just got to accept it. When I was younger I got upset, but nowadays I don't care about rejection. If they're talking on me, they're fans. I'm just happy that I got them mentioned. If you don't like me, I don't care. I don't want your vote like an election. I've done things that are out of character, but I won't let it define me. I remember life on my pedal bike, black tracksuit and Air Max 90s. Now if there's no designer on me, I'ma step in out, not lightly. Falling into the trap, that's the problem with society. I feel like I'm stuck in a loop. There's gotta be more to life. So many things I want to do before it's my time to die. When it's my time to shine, all eyes on I gotta make them notice. Go through hard times, I'm leaving proof. Can't lose track or focus. I feel like I'm stuck in a loop. There's gotta be more to life. So many things I want to do before it's my time to die. When it's my time to shine, all eyes on I gotta make them notice. Go through hard times, I'm leaving proof. Can't lose track or focus. Making my family proud is on my mind, I can't be a failure. When I left school I thought I was gonna make it, was all in my head, but times got scary. I've always had big dreams, gotta succeed, make it out of my area. Wanting big whips, all black, with a cream interior. Life is a blast, good and bad, it's just where you make it. When Miller said that I knew it was facts, so I had to embrace it. One in half these people are fake, and they are constantly changing. I'm a social guy, but I'd rather stay inside than deal with fake shit. I've done things that are out of character, but I won't let it define me. I remember life on my pedal bike, black tracksuit and Air Max 90s. Now if there's no designer on me, I'ma step in out, not lightly. Falling into the trap, that's the problem with society. I feel like I'm stuck in a loop. There's gotta be more to life. So many things I want to do before it's my time to die. When it's my time to shine, all eyes on I gotta make them notice. Go through hard times, I'm leaving proof. Can't lose track or focus. I feel like I'm stuck in a loop. There's gotta be more to life. So many things I want to do before it's my time to die. When it's my time to shine, all eyes on I, gotta make them notice. Go through hard times, I'm leaving proof. Can't lose track or focus.
Make it rainy, Bazzy. Why not make this, baby?
The Stream Current Show, brought to you by Stream Currents Productions.
Yeah, let's get it, get your spinach, time to rip it. Drip these beats from the beaker, tweaking shipments from the speakers till the freaking beacon. Yeah, let's flip it like some fishes, time to tip it. Ship the heat up to the fever. People need to feel the heat like spices Caesars. Yeah, let's dip it, drop and hit it. Pop the lid, let's twist it. Chopping these beats like a cleaver. Deep in the scene, let's get a little leaner. Never mind your demeanor. Yeah, let's whip it, don't diminish. It ain't finished. Clean your meter, fill your leader. Get out your seat, lose the shield and move those sneakers.
We all up in here tonight, so don't make us have to start a fight, 'cause we just want to have some fun. It's the night for everyone.
Yeah, let's rock it, don't fucking stop it. Hop with the leader, chop that chiba. Show your meanness, go full demon. Seize your dreams like Ebenezer. Yeah, let's crop it, clap and clop it. Clocks are unforeseen, redeeming the beats from the receiver. Supreme beings breed some speed just like a cheetah. Yeah, let's shock it till it's lopping. Never stop until it's lethal. Be a believer in the procedure. Let your creature become your feature. Yeah, we got it, it's the hottest, not the freezer. We the fiends that party till the weekend spills in the deep end. It's steaming up and we ain't sleeping.
We all up in here tonight, so don't make us have to start a fight, 'cause we just want to have some fun. It's the night for everyone. We all up in here tonight, so don't make us have to start a fight, 'cause we just want to have some fun. It's the night for